What if I told you the worst breakup of your life is actually your fiercest comeback? This wasn't the plan, right? You built a life, gave your heart, and thought you had forever locked in. But now you're sitting in silence and wondering, who the hell am I now? You gave your loyalty, your time, and decades of devotion. Now you're staring at the ceiling at 2 a.m. and questioning everything: your worth, your future, and your sanity. You didn't expect to be starting over now. Not after all the love, all the effort, and all the years you gave. It feels brutal, confusing, and lonely. This chapter wasn't in the script. You might be questioning your identity, your value, your entire future. The silence after love ends in midlife is deafening. But here's the twist. That silence, that's not emptiness. It's space. And space is where queens are rebuilt. I've been where you are. Heart shattered, soul on the floor. And from that darkness came a version of myself I didn't even know existed. She's inside you too. So let's wake her up. This is your invitation to rise, not despite the heartbreak, but through it. Hi guys, welcome to the channel. It's great to see you all again. We're diving deep today and really breaking down what it's like to go through a breakup, an end of a marriage, a relationship in midlife. Psychologists call this time after a breakup post-traumatic growth. Now, you've probably heard of post-traumatic stress. This is post-traumatic growth. It's the powerful transformation that can take place following intense emotional turmoil. Studies show that those that work through life-altering experiences often emerge with greater self-awareness, deeper purpose, and higher emotional resilience. This isn't about you pretending to be okay. It's about stepping into the truth of who you actually are. A woman or a man with nothing left to prove. You were never meant to shrink for love. And now it's your time to rise in the aftermath of your breakup. Midlife breakups hit differently. And if no one's told you this yet, let me be the one to tell you, you're not crazy. You're in deep, layered grief. If you think your breakup feels harder than it did when you were 25, you're spot on. It's not in your head. It is different, and here's why. You're not just mourning the loss of your partner, you're grieving the loss of your shared future, the home, the dreams, the decades. And while you're trying to hold it all together, for you women out there, your hormones are completely betraying you. Menopause, on top of a breakup, is emotional mayhem. Nobody talks about it, but I'm going to. Because your pain is real. You're not just grieving the loss of the person, you're grieving the loss of the shared identity. The routines, the rituals, the shared dreams, all gone. And if you had children with that person, then that partner is woven into every season of your life. For you women, if you're facing perimenopause or menopause on top of that, you're navigating hormonal upheaval while also carrying around all this emotional trauma. And that's not just hard, that's relentlessly exhausting. Here's the truth. Grief doesn't make you weak. It means you loved deeply. You're not falling apart, you're being remade. We're going to give your heartbreak a voice today. We're going to burn the script and make a new one. Does that sound good? All right, let's go. First of all, let's validate some science here. During menopause and perimenopause, your hormones are all over the place. They're fluctuating up and down. This is going to impact your mood regulation, your sleep, and your stress resilience. Because things like progesterone and estrogen are fluctuating so much, these hormones affect what's called your amygdala. This is your fear and emotional center of your brain. It also affects your hippocampus, and that's your memory center. Your memory might be a bit foggy, and your tolerance for stress is extremely lowered. When you're grieving the end of a relationship during this stage of life, your nervous system is already so taxed. It's fighting two wars at once, hormonal and emotional. Understanding this is crucial. It's not because you're weak, it's biology, which means healing this isn't just an emotional thing. Body, mind, heart, and hormones. Your healing deserves to honour all of you. You might feel broken, but what if this was the exact place where your power was born? Every comeback story starts with a collapse. Every fierce woman you admire has been through it. But that part doesn't make the headlines, does it? No one talks about the nights she cried on the bathroom floor, or the mornings she had to fake it and get out of bed and say she's okay. The key difference between women that stay stuck and those that don't is cognitive reframing. It's a psychological therapy rooted in cognitive behavioural therapy, or CBT, you might have heard it as being referred to, and it's powerful. Instead of asking, why did this happen to me? You ask, how is this shaping me? Your brain learns to associate the pain with purpose. Reframing actually activates the prefrontal cortex, that front part of your brain, the part of the brain that is responsible for decision making and future planning. It literally rewires your response to trauma. This is how women like Tina Turner, who walked away from a marriage at 39 and became a superstar, Michelle Obama, who went through all the challenges she went through and created an empire, J-Lo, she took a heartbreak and became a superstar. All of them went on to build a legacy. And you're not being left behind. You're becoming the woman who redefines her life on her terms. Your brain on Breakup. Let's talk about what your brain does. Are you still obsessing over your ex? Are you still tempted to stalk his socials? It's not because you're weak. It's because your brain is going through withdrawals. Breakups activate the same part of the brain as a physical injury. Studies that have been done with MRI scans show that heartbreak actually stimulates the same part of the brain as withdrawals off of cocaine and other drug addictions. Your brain loses its regular dose of dopamine and oxytocin, the feel-good hormones that are connected to touch, love, and connection. So of course you feel anxious and panicked and a bit out of control, but you're not crazy. You're chemically crashing. But here's the good news. You can support your brain's healing. And there's a few ways that you can do that. Number one, deep breathing. Deep breathing calms your vagus nerve and actually down-regulates your stress response. Things like cold exposure, cold showers, obviously cold plunges are quite popular at the moment. They boost chemicals and help stabilize your mood. Exercise and movement. Any sort of exercise and movement triggers endorphins and dopamine, literally replacing what your ex took with him. Journaling activates the left hemisphere of your brain where your language lives, and this helps you actually process emotions and just feel less chaotic. It's not woo-woo, it's neuroscience. You don't have to think your way out of pain. You can rewire your way out. One practice and one choice at a time. Okay, so here's some steps to your fierce female comeback. Here are 7 scientific steps that are soul-led to becoming the best version of yourself, that fiercest version of her, that fiercest version of you. Research shows that self-compassion improves resilience, emotional balance, and even your immune system. Forgive yourself for the timeline, for not knowing better, for loving too hard. You don't need perfection. You just need permission to be human. No contact. Queen energy. Psychologically, constant contact, even digital, reactivates the same emotional circuits. Going no contacts allows your wounds to heal, just like physical wounds. It's not cold, it's self-preservation. Rituals of rebirth. Symbolic gestures actually help to create closure. Changing your sheets, burning old letters and cards, even renaming your ex in your phone as lesson learned. All of this helps your brain register that there's an ending. Your brain needs these signals to let go. Rituals give your brain some direction to do so. Healing the body to free the mind. Sleep, hydration, movement, and nutrition all reduce inflammation, which is linked to anxiety and depression. This isn't about revenge glow-ups. This is about cellular healing. Rewrite your worth. Journaling actually helps to create neural pathways in your brain. Prompts like, who am I now? What will I no longer tolerate? You're not rewriting your story. You're remembering who you were beforehand and before you were told otherwise. Set a fire playlist. Music actually helps with your emotional brain. Fast beats elevate mood, lyrics reinforce identity. Curate a playlist that screams, "This is my era, this is me now." Then dance until you remember who you are. Visualize her. Visualizing activates the reticular activating system, or the RAS. This is the brain's internal filter. When you see her, the you you're becoming, your brain starts selecting action and opportunities to match the identity you're visualizing. She's not a fantasy. She's your next chapter. What about dating again? Everyone's asking, when are you getting back out there? But the real question is, why would you? The pressure to date again can feel suffocating, as if your healing isn't complete until you're in someone's arms again. But jumping back into dating too soon can be a trauma response, not a choice from wholeness, but from a place of loneliness. If you're swiping to fill a void, you're more likely to attract someone who mirrors your pain and not your progress, not all the progress that you've been making. This is where emotional regulation and the self-attachment theory come into play. Before offering your heart to someone else, you need to know how to co-regulate your own emotions. This means learning to sit in the pain, soothing your own nervous system, and meeting your own emotional needs. Ask yourself, am I lonely or disconnected from myself? Do I miss love, or am I just missing being seen? What would it look like to give all that love you were craving to yourself? Neuroscience shows that when you engage in self-soothing practices like journaling and breath work, you strengthen the prefrontal cortex and you stop looking for someone else to help regulate your emotions. When you date from that place, your standards shift, your energy expands, and you attract from a place of overflow and not emptiness. Affirmations for a fierce comeback. Your words shape your world. So let's rebuild your reality, one powerful affirmation at a time. After a breakup, especially in midlife, your internal dialogue can be brutal. I'm too old. I'm unlovable. Who's going to want me now? But that voice in your head is not the truth. It's a program you've been running for a long time. And the good news, programs can be rewritten. Affirmations aren't just fluffy quotes. They are rooted in self-directed neuroplasticity, which is the brain's ability to rewire based on a repetitive thought. When spoken loud with emotion, affirmations activate the reticular activating system, is your brain's gatekeeper. The system begins to notice, filter, and prioritize information that aligns with your new identity. Try these ones and say them out loud daily. I am not what he left behind. I am what rises next. I will not shrink to be loved. I will expand to live. My age is my superpower, not my expiration date. I walk in worth, I sit in peace, I rise in fire. I am the love I've been searching for. Speak these words out loud into a mirror or put them into your journal. You're not just repeating words, you're planting new neurological pathways in your brain. You've walked through the fire and look at you now. You're still standing, you're still rising, you're still becoming the woman you want to be. You're not what broke you. You are the force that rebuilds yourself from the rubble. Don't forget to subscribe for more healing and empowerment and fierce energy weekly. This isn't your breakdown, this is your breakthrough. And remember, you're stronger than you think. Now go build your crown.